Welcome back to New Rockstars. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is dragging us once again down the WandaVision rabbit hole with the promise of a mystery character coming in episode 5 who apparently would be a great Thor partner. No, it's not Mephisto. Shut up. But we will take this bait nonetheless because that's what we do here. I'm Erik Voss. This is Rogue Theory. With me today is an amazing panel. I'm so excited to talk with them. Starting with the co-host of our Falcon Winter Soldier after show, MT.
Hello, everybody. It's good to be back. I love talking nerd with you guys.
Yes, us too. And also friend of the show, comedian Danielle Spisso.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Danielle. Welcome back. And we are so happy to welcome to New Rockstars from Gamertag Radio and the Kinda Funny family, the network, Parris Lilly. Welcome, man.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I am honored to be here and very excited to talk about some Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do it. So here we go. Our first topic, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier creator, Malcolm Spellman, told Rotten Tomatoes TV host Jacqueline Coley that a new character is coming in episode 5, whom he would love to see paired with Thor. Roll that clip, Josh.
There are characters in our series who I would love to see partnered with, like, it's a very, very grounded character, partnered with one of the big, what they call them, the world shakers, you know what I'm saying? Like Thor or someone like that, you know what I'm saying, who hasn't moved on because the personality is so strong. It's the episode 5 character. I'd love to see that character with Thor.
Woo, we got another mystery cameo, folks.
Didn't he also say it's gonna make you cry? Wasn't that part of it too? Later on? Didn't he say something like it's like a tearjerker? Didn't he say something like that too?
I do vaguely remember that. I didn't immediately connect that with this character, but I think you may be right. Yeah,
because he said episode 5, it's a big one. It's gonna make you cry.
Dang.
So there's a lot to break down here. Now, sure, we did learn our lesson in WandaVision that you can't really trust the hype when it comes from the cast. We're looking at you, Paul Bettany.
Yes, directly at you, into your pupils. Exactly.
But in this case, Malcolm Spellman's the head writer. He created this show, and he really did intentionally temper expectations with this tease. He was being specific. Like, he gave us these qualities, right? A very, very grounded character. The personality is so strong, and apparently also someone who might have an emotional connection with us.
I mean, after Paul Bettany, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a golden retriever puppy in a Captain America outfit. Like, come on.
It's the dog from Marley and Me. It's just Marley.
Make me cry. Super grounded.
Let's try to narrow this down. Really, we're looking for a grounded, strong-willed personality that would make them kind of a fun partner, maybe a contrast or maybe someone like-minded to the over-the-top Norse demigod Thor. And let's remember, folks, this is a series about super soldiers, post-blip social realities, America's dark history with human testing. So rather than going rogue with Marvel demons or cosmic space gods, let's go down the rabbit hole, roguely, of Malcolm Spellman's imagination. What Earthling do we think he was referring to who would make the best partner to Thor?
Am I crazy? Just totally crazy for wanting it to be old Cap? Like, is that just totally out of the question?
Yeah.
Like, am I just setting myself up for disappointment for thinking that could possibly be it?
I don't think so.
I think you are, unfortunately. As much as I would love it.
That would be amazing, seeing old Thor and, like, you know, just old Cap and young Thor just like hanging out, and like, that'd be amazing.
Well, again, I got to go back to what Erik said. WandaVision has taught me to set expectations accordingly. So my wacky theory on this actually goes with kind of the complete opposite of what you would think would pair with Thor. So this show clearly, obviously, is about Falcon and his journey to become Captain America, right? Mm-hmm. But there's a subplot in here that I think they're building to, and that is Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, aka the Thunderbolts. I really think we're building towards that. Mm-hmm. We know Zemo's coming in the next episode. He leads the Thunderbolts. Who's one of his first recruits? It's Eric Jostin, aka Atlas. So with the whole Super Soldier program, we know this is about super soldiers and creating them. We know Thunderbolt Ross looms large over this entire series, you know, with the Super Soldier program. So what better way to introduce a brand new character who would have a strong enough power set that he could hang with Thor you make it one of the Thunderbolts. So that's my wacky one. I'll also jump in really quick and say I have a far-fetched one, which I'm pretty sure won't happen. But we know that Emil Blonsky, a.k.a. the Abomination, is going to return in She-Hulk. What's to say he does not return here in a surprise? Because, once again, he is tied to Thunderbolt Ross, and he is also tied to the Super Soldier program. So what better way to bring Abomination in than Bucky and Falcon go talk to Blonsky about the Super Soldier serum? So there we go.
Yeah, and like you got to think, not only is he tied to the Super Soldier history, he is that kind of strong-willed personality who, you could totally see Tim Roth like having fireworks with Thor in a scene, right? Like, oh, you think you're the great warrior, Terran?
He'd be like, I fought the Hulk too. So yeah, it would be great.
I'm going to go with something a little bit wild, and it's not definitely not as grounded, but I honestly think that it could potentially be our old boy Hercules. And this is a character that I've been wanting in the MCU for such a long time, because Marvel, Hercules, and Thor do go at it from time to time, but like in a brotherly type of way, and like they have a really good relationship in the comics. So, I mean, who's to say that maybe these super soldiers got their powers from, I don't know, Hercules experimentation? Who knows? It could be anything. But I really would love to see Hercules just come out of left field and just be like, hello, I'm here now. I'll see you later in a future Marvel project. But I'm all about Hercules.
Having another mythological god come in. Or Hercules is a god, he's son of a god, right?
It's like a demigod type deal.
As long as it's not played by Kevin Sorbo, I'm down.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea too. I mean, just to remind everyone of who we already know or who already has shown up. We know Rhodey made his cameo, Batroc, and then we just saw Isaiah Bradley and his grandson Eli Bradley. Zemo's coming next episode. Sharon Carter's coming up. Some mysterious power broker figures in the shadows, and then Thaddeus Ross has been teased in the credits. Now there have been a bunch of theories that have been out there on top of what we've talked about here, and there's been this kind of long running theory that there's going to be a crossover between Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Black Widow. So I'm wondering if this character could be someone like whoever Taskmaster ends up being could be this person, and you just imagine like Taskmaster is someone who mirrors everybody and could have like kind of a fun back and forth with Thor of like he knows all of Thor's moves and Thor's like, how can I not strike you? And he just blocks everything. It just depends on who Taskmaster. I think they're going to keep that Taskmaster reveal for the Black Widow movie, but like, we do have Yelena Belova. Oteef Agbenle's playing this Rick Mason character. David Harbour's playing Red Guardian. I wonder if one of these faces could show up in the show. That'd be kind of fun.
I would love to see Red Guardian.
Okay.
Oh my god, that would be so good. Honestly, now that you bring that up, if Red Guardian survives Black Widow, which I don't believe that he will, it's looking not good for Red Guardian. For me anyway. But if he does survive Black Widow, oh man, him and Thor would kill it together. It would be so good.
Oh yeah, that'd be really good.
That
really
chemistry
good.
would be hilarious.
And again, I've learned to not expect too much, but we know that Madripoor. Oh, I'm saying the name wrong. The island, the mutant island.
Madripoor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There has been rumors about potentially Omega Red showing up in this, and that would be perfect with Thor. That would be another great pairing, but I'm not holding my breath for any Mutant X gene personality showing up in this show.
I mean, do you think it has to be an introduction of a whole new character, or going with the Bradley family, like Eli Bradley coming into his like Super Soldier, New Avengers character? We've already been introduced to him in the show, but I could see a chain of events that like him taking his power, whether that's like, I read something like blood transfusion from his grandfather because he's so brutally hurt, or he gets, the super soldier serum somehow and is introduced as a new super soldier character as opposed to just, regular old grandson.
You make a good point on that, because if it's someone that we've already been introduced to, but now he becomes the quote unquote superhero character that we're expecting, I guess the tragedy, the emotional of this would be Isaiah Bradley potentially passing away somehow. Right. And that could be the catalyst to kick him off into one. What was it? Patriot is his young Avenger's name, I believe, or something like that. Yeah.
And that's the tearjerker moment everyone's looking for.
I could see that as a
good
tearjerker
point.
moment. I mean, Eli Bradley has an interesting character arc where he seems to have super soldier abilities, but then he was just juicing up on that mutant growth hormone. And then the rest of the Young Avengers had to be like, no, we still value you as a team member and a human being. And then he kind of stays on as like, fine, I'm going to have the tactics and the strategy and I'm going to call the shots. But that's a whole arc where he has to learn to, like, he doesn't have to be, you know, super agility and super strong to be an Avenger, be a Young Avenger. Juicing.
Straight juice.
Juicy loose.
You ain't got a juice.
It's really a message for the kids, okay?
But here's an idea. Because
That's Kingo.
Eternals was supposed to be out by now, but before Falcon and Winter Soldier, right? So, like, what if we're talking about an Eternals character that we haven't seen yet because the movie's not out?
Yeah, there's like two questions that are kind of, when it comes to this Spellman quote, like, how sincere was he when he said it's a very, very grounded character? Was he backpedaling in that moment? I don't know. He was trying to say, like, a contrast with the world breaker. He was, like, defining new terms. Like, this is what a world breaker is, or a world shatterer. And then the second question is, like, as we saw with WandaVision, you know, it's really hard to keep, like, a big name off of the list. Like, we just saw with Thor: Love and Thunder, Russell Crowe was supposed to be kept a secret, and then it got out. And we saw it with Evan Peters, too. So it's kind of hard. If it's a huge, huge name, someone's going to talk.
Wait, time out, Eric. You said the word grounded, and that got me thinking. What if you know who's the most groundedest character of all in Marvel history? Mole Man. What if we're talking about Mole Man? No, I'm just kidding. It's not Mole Man. It's 100% not Mole Man. But I hope it's Mole Man. That'd be hilarious if it was Mole Man. Mole Man and Thor Adventures. I give them $100 per ticket, and I see it multiple times.
All right, all three of you guys had some great takes there. Even though this is a new version of Rogue Theory where we're just talking, I'm still insane, and I still mentally award points according to some algorithm that, you know, I don't tell people about, but it does print out in the form of these golden sparkle bucks. I won't tell you from where. It just prints out. Unlimited supply. Yeah. So let's see. You guys all had some good theories. I'm gonna award one sparkle buck to Danielle. I really like this idea. I don't think it's wrong to hold on to hope for old Cap to just appear. I think they'd be good buddies to see those two together.
Ultimate tearjerker moment.
MT, you're also getting a point there for this Hercules idea.
Oh, thank you. You're so nice.
With that super strength, maybe the original super soldier, that mystery cocktail that Erskine had back in the day was derived from Hercules DNA. Who knows?
Maybe.
But Parris, I'm going to give you 2 points just because I think both your pitches of it being either Atlas or what was the other one you said? You said
Abomination, Emil Blonsky.
Abomination. Blonsky, and both of those. I'm like, those both make sense to me. I would love those. So you get 2 points.
Well deserved. Right. I like Atlas and Abomination were 2 very good ideas. Yes. I didn't think about both of those. So.
Well, honestly, again, I blame WandaVision because my theories were so far out there. You thought Galactus was about to show up in that show. So I'm like, okay, let's keep this as grounded as we possibly can. And it would just make sense the way that the series is going to see a character like that.
We all got burned by WandaVision. And like, it's really because WandaVision, people are like, well, it's not every Marvel show. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I don't think is going to have Mephisto because it's a show that is super grounded. Whereas WandaVision dipped just enough into the supernatural, into the cosmic, to make us believe that anything could be possible, you know? Well, we're moving on together. First, I want to talk about some people who helped us make this episode. Thank you to our friends at ExpressVPN. So most of us have really very little choice over our internet service provider because ISPs operate kind of like monopolies in the regions they serve. They use this monopoly power to take advantage of customers' data caps, streaming throttles, the list goes on. But they also log your internet activity and they sell that data to other big tech companies or advertisers. So to prevent ISPs from seeing my my internet activity, I protect my devices with ExpressVPN. It's really a simple app for your computer or smartphone that encrypts all of your network data and then tunnels it through a secure VPN server so that your ISP cannot see any of your activity. I recommend ExpressVPN as the best way to hide your online activity from your ISP. Just download the app, tap one button on your device, and you are protected. And ExpressVPN does all of this without slowing your connection. That's why it's rated the #1 VPN service by CNET and Wired. So stop handing over your personal data to ISPs and other big tech giants who mine your activity and sell off your information. Protect yourself with the VPN I trust to help me keep private online. Visit expressvpn.com/rogue. That's expressvpn.com/rogue to get 3 extra months for free. Go to expressvpn.com/rogue right now to learn more. All right, we also want to thank our friends at Caliper CBD. So, who says taking care of yourself needs to be hard? What's great about CBD is that it helps you feel better without making drastic changes to your routine. It's been a help for me when sleeping and soreness, especially since, I've been doing this whole fitness challenge. My body's doing things that it does not want to do and probably won't do after this challenge is over. So, just to get me through these hellish 12 weeks, it's great to have little helps like this. Actually, this past January, Colorado State University published the first ever peer-reviewed study to compare how different CBD products on the market are absorbed and processed by the body. Caliper CBD was found to deliver 30 times more CBD than CBD oil in the first 30 minutes. Caliper gives you all the benefits of CBD in just 10 minutes. CBD oils could take up to 2 hours to fully absorb, which is way longer than you really want to wait. And the great thing about Caliper's little powder packets is that they're mobile, so you can take them to work or on the road. Just pop one in your morning tea or afternoon smoothie. And you can get 20% off your first order when you use the promo code ROGUE at trycaliper.com/rogue. You can try Caliper CBD risk-free for 30 days, and if you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund. That's trycaliper.com/rogue. Don't forget to use the promo code ROGUE for 20% off your first order. All right, let's move right along to some other big news we just got this week. The cast for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series on Disney Plus was announced.
Yes.
So there was this amazing graphic. Show that graphic, Josh. Josh is like, enough. I've had to do too much editing on this already. So we already knew Ewan McGregor was going to come back as Obi-Wan, and they announced last December that Hayden Christensen is going to return as Darth Vader, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But beyond those two, we got Moses Ingram in a mystery role. She actually said she would get to play with lightsabers. That's interesting. Joel Edgerton is coming back as Uncle Owen Lars, and Bonnie Piesse, aka the Nexium escapee from the HBO documentary
Glad
series.
she escaped for this
Yeah,
movie.
she got away.
For the show.
She's coming back as Aunt Beru. They're both coming back from Revenge of the Sith, that final scene. And in various unknown roles, Kumail Nanjiani. This guy's getting work.
Yeah, love this man.
Get it.
And we got
So
Indira Varma. You may know her as Ilaria Sand from Game of Thrones. Rupert Friend, I know him from Homeland.
Mhm.
O'Shea Jackson Jr. is in this.
Yes.
Sung Kang, Han from Fast and Furious. Han lives. A different Han in this universe. And then we got Simone Kessel and Benny Safdie, aka the co-director of Uncut Gems. This guy does it all.
Yeah.
So this series will be set 10 years after Order 66 and Revenge of the Sith, where Anakin, or he was Vader at that point, and Obi-Wan had their epic duel. And then this is going to be 9 years before Obi-Wan meets young Luke Skywalker in Star Wars A New Hope. So during this Obi-Wan series, Luke's going to be about 10 years old. So for you guys, knowing this is the cast, what do you think the series is going to be about? Like, the Mandalorian's mission was to protect the child, Baby Yoda, Grogu.
Right.
What will Obi-Wan's mission be in this series?
Kicking it in Tatooine.
I hope to God that we're not just in Tatooine. I hope we go to other planets because Tatooine is just so just dry. It's just very deserty and not that interesting.
Yeah. Tatooine is obviously going to be it. I think the thing that excites me the most about this series is obviously it's Obi-Wan. We're getting more of that and his story and what he's been up to. But I look at it in the way that we're going to see Darth Vader in his literal prime, being 10 years after the events of this. And it's pretty clear they're going to have one more confrontation. So this now takes that line in A New Hope and gives it completely new meaning, where he says, "The last I left you, I was a student, but now I am the master." So what does that mean? What does that confrontation look like? What is the struggle that Anakin or Darth Vader is going through in this series? Because He lost the love of his life. He assumes the unborn child is lost as well. He's now half man, half machine. Yeah, he's serving Palpatine. He's on the dark side. So is there a struggle there is there a side of Vader that we never got to see, in the original trilogy that they can now put on display here? And then the backdrop of that, we're getting the adventures of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And what does that mean, being a protector of
now
Luke
there's
Skywalker?
A crossover.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, I really like that you brought that up, because in the Darth Vader comics, we see Darth Vader become Darth Vader slowly. Like, we see the beginnings of his career, and those comics are amazing. Anybody watching this video right now, go read the Darth Vader comics, because good God, like, it is fantastic. So being able to see Darth Vader in his prime, we're gonna see some crazy shit. We're gonna see some real crazy shit. But also, to your other point about, you're totally right, because like he is, he has a struggle going on, and with him being Palpatine's new apprentice, and Palpatine wanting him to sort of control himself and become this ruthless man, it's going to be interesting to see his humanity slowly die off over within this period of him being this new apprentice. So no, you're totally right. I do love that.
Well, that's why I wonder if there's going to be any sort of use of like flashbacks at all, because otherwise Hayden Christensen better be working on his James Earl Jones impression, because like what are we going to see of him? Like he wears his helmet all the time, right? Like in this period, he's disfigured and doesn't want to take off his, or can't really, and so I'm interested to see like where Hayden Christensen is coming into this as far as an actor. Like, unless we see like flashback kind of stuff, or
you're right, you're totally right, and then they could just hire anybody to be a guy in a suit. Why Hayden? So I'm thinking there's like two ways. There's either like Tony Stark helmet cam, where it's like inside the helmet and it's just Hayden's in a dark room essentially,
So cool.
but he's like he's all burned, or like it could be like a forced meditation thing, like. You see Vader walk around, but he's
himself, kind of.
I mean, we're only talking about like 6 episodes. I think it's a mini series. So if it's just like he has a big role, but like as he's having some kind of psychic battle with Obi-Wan Kenobi, but like they're connecting in some kind of force metaphysical space,
All I'm really hoping for is a little bit of Liam Neeson force ghosting himself.
I was gonna say that.
Come on, Liam.
That's my favorite
Liam.
Jedi, Qui-Gon Jinn.
Right?
Oh my God.
Like, I feel like he's such a huge part of Obi-Wan's journey and development that, like, how could he not play a part in, Force Ghost style, obviously. But I feel like he has to play a part in these, like, formative years before he meets Luke. I mean... There's
also another character that could potentially pop up in here, and Obi-Wan could have one more confrontation with him as well. You know what I'm going to say. Absolutely. Darth Maul. Yeah. I mean, it lines up, even if you go by Solo, which is at the same time. I can't remember the timeline of Solo, if it's around the same time this is happening, but we know Darth Maul is out there. We know he's being active. So that could also be something that we see Obi-Wan tackling through the 6 episodes.
God, I hope so. God, I hope so.
Yeah. Well, they had that great reunion in Rebels, right? In the Kenobi.
Yeah.
They had that great duel. It was so amazing. So to have like another moment where they cross paths or nearly cross paths would be really fun. I'm just wondering if you have Moses Ingram as like this lightsaber user, is there like maybe some other Jedi escapees from the Jedi Temple after Order 66?
I think so.
And Vader's
absolutely.
hunting them down with the Inquisitors or something like that, and then Obi-Wan has to help them escape, maybe.
Well, I mean, because if you think about it from a timeline perspective, Darth Vader would because remember, Obi-Wan even says that to Luke, that Darth Vader systematically hunt down and destroyed the Jedi. So he would probably be continuing to do that even 10 years later, trying to take out the stragglers. So absolutely, we'd see that.
Yeah.
And like, you got to think about like, the guilt that Obi-Wan Kenobi feels with, failing to kill Darth Vader, who is now killing all of these people. So I feel like a good thing in this, of a big story point in Obi-Wan's show is seeing him deal with that guilt and possibly trying to correct his mistake with trying to kill Darth Vader.
I'm also like excited to hear that like Uncle O and Aunt Beru are going to be here, which implies that Luke Skywalker will at least be seen from a distance.
Right.
I wonder if there's some kind of plot like Luke Skywalker's location gets discovered and that Obi-Wan is to keep that information, kind of like a reverse Death Star battle plans getting out. Like he has to chase down someone with like the disc or whatever that says this is where this kid is, and before that information get back to the Empire, Obi-Wan has to like gun that person down. Or
because I mean I also think with that I thought a lot about that relationship, because when we see them in the New Hope, it is very clear that Uncle Owen does not like Ben Kenobi. So, and you have to think, if you go by the end of episode 3, there was probably a relationship there and something happens to absolutely sour it. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Stay away from the boy. We don't want violence. And now, Ben's off in the woods or in a cave or wherever he was, So I do think we'll see that relationship explored too.
I noticed they haven't cast 10-year-old Luke yet, and I just wanted to put it out there. I am available.
Like musical Peter Pan style. Like,
you know what? I support this. Let's get a hashtag going. I support your dreams.
I'm available.
Well, some great points there across the board. I loved all your theories. This idea of the Liam Neeson Qui-Gon Jinn cameo. Danielle, you get the point there.
Great.
Because he was like one of the people who, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't he one of the early Force Ghost practitioners?
Yes.
Like he was one of the first Jedi to do that.
Obi-Wan how to do the Force Ghost thing.
Didn't he teach Yoda too? Wasn't that?
I think he taught Yoda.
He taught Yoda, and then Yoda taught Obi-Wan. Yes.
I've been stalking his interviews, and he hasn't been approached yet. So, or in the last interview, but maybe he's really good at keeping things under wraps.
Exactly. I mean, Obi-Wan. His name is not Obi. Ewan McGregor said that he had to lie for 4 years about his the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah.
So he could be lying. You never know.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, well, we have one final round of just one rogue question that all of you guys can answer. So for this one, it's a Tokyo man was arrested for scaling a 6-story building to steal $10,000 worth of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Okay. So the question is, what nerdy collectibles would you be willing to climb a building for?
Oh, that's a good one.
I really thought that my collection would make me a millionaire one day, and it hasn't really panned out like I thought. But OG Beanie Babies, I think they have their time. They're going to be worth a lot one day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
With the tag protectors on them, that's worth it.
Oh yeah, you got to have those on.
Otherwise, they're worth nothing.
The OG Beanie Babies.
Yeah. Not only do I have the OG Beanie Babies, I have when McDonald's did mini Beanie Babies in their Happy Meals. I collected those too.
Oh, dang, stop flexing on us right now. Good God. Honestly, keep all of those, because those will probably be worth a lot of money. The near
someday.
My parents have been saying that since I was 10 years old, and they're still holding out hope. So they're living in my closet. We'll see. One day, maybe.
I would say for me, and this is probably showing my age at this point, but I would do anything possible, scale any wall, to go get the entire G1 collection of the Transformers from the mid-'80s. If I had that mint right now, I would just have them set up somewhere and I would just stare at them. That's all I would do.
Yeah, I support that. I support that 100%. If it was me, I think, and this is going to be kind of weird, and then it's going to be showing my ultra nerdy side. Well, not really, but the lost episodes of Doctor Who. There are a ton of episodes from back in the day that just no one can find. So if they were on the top of a building and I needed to scale it instead of using the elevator for some reason, I'm scaling that building for them.
Absolutely.
And probably falling off a quarter of the way off because I don't have good grip strength. But I'm going to try anyway.
For the, borderline mythical MacGuffin of the missing Doctor Who episodes, MT, I think you have to get the point.
Nice.
Thank you, my good sir.
That's Ark of the Covenant level. Gotta get it. That's incredible.
Gotta get it.
Which, according to my point total, ends up with a tie between our 3 panelists.
Nice.
So we're all winners or all losers. You take your pick. this episode of Rogue Theory.
Congratulations, everyone. We're all losers.
We're
Thank you
losers,
for coming.
But you're all winners in my heart. This is such a fun episode of Rogue Theory. I was immensely enjoyed talking with you guys about this stuff. So I want to thank all three of our co-hosts here, MT, Danielle Spisso, and Parris Lilly. Follow all three of them on all their social media. Support all of their projects. All three of them are doing amazing things. Show them some love. And support this channel by checking out one of our many great merch options at NerdStarsMerch.com. I'm wearing our new Falcon Winter Soldier themed shirt called Anarchy Assembled. It's really cool. I love it. And you can get that at NewRockstarsMerch.com. Follow me at EA Voss. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe to New Rockstars here on YouTube. And we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.